Welcome everybody. We are live coming at you on Facebook and YouTube. Now, make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit those notifications as well. I am solo tonight. I'm solo. Jess is out sick, so we get to you get to hang out with me just tonight. But I'm going to make it worth it because I'm going to give away a bunch of swag here at the end. So make sure you stick around. Let's drop that intro. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We got a pretty cool show, actually. Bear with me because I am solo. This is the second time that I've been solo in the history of Waterbox Live, and we're at about 200 episodes, which is really cool. But this week we are taking a look at some of our favorite Waterbox aquariums from our Facebook owners group. If you guys are not in that group, head over to facebook.com/groups/Waterbox group and definitely join it. We have over just about 9,000 people in there. If you want to ask questions, you want to learn new things about aquariums, it's a great resource, so definitely check that out. I also want to mention too, because we've been showing these towels a lot here on the show, we've been giving them away, and by popular demand, people are like, well, we want to be able to buy them too. So we did. I also want to mention too, if you guys, all you guys that are hanging out with us tonight, make sure you post your questions below. I'm solo tonight, so I gotta fill a lot of time. Next week, you guys are gonna want to tune in. I can't tell you why, but it's gonna be frickin' amazing. Definitely mark your calendars for, it's the 21st?
The 21st.
The 21st of October. You guys are... So...
Yeah, it looks like a...
just Facebook. Yeah, just Facebook. Okay, no worries, guys. Again, remember, we're broadcasting from a brand new system today. It's the first time we've ever used it. We've been using the other system for like 2 years now. This one's brand new. It's going to bring a lot of really cool stuff to Waterbox Live, so you're going to have to keep watching for that. I mean, the capabilities of it are really cool. But Keenan, I think I'm ready to jump into some of these tanks. So if you guys, again...
We start with Luke.
Yeah, so again... We're highlighting four of our favorite aquariums from the Facebook group. The first one's from our good friend Luke. This is a beautiful planted Waterbox Clear 4820. You can see it there. This is something that you can expect when it's arriving to you. And I'm going to run through some of what he's doing to keep this aquarium running, because this is one of the cool things about our group is you can go in there, you can learn different things, different techniques that these guys are using to be really successful with their tanks. So for lighting, Luke's using an Asta 120 by 2, and he's running it 8 hours a day. So a solid 8 hours with that Asta 120. He's using, I mean, that's a pretty big indicator of what you're going to see from some of the growth that he gets here. You can see some of the Keenan tannins, right? Is that right, coming out of the wood?
Yes.
So
usually releases tannins in the first month.
Yeah, so it's the tank will look a little ugly for a little while, especially if you're using woods, but that all clears up over time. So one of the cool things that I asked all of these guys, about their tanks is what would attribute the most to your success with your aquarium? Because as you can see, this tank is beautiful. It's running Kessel lights over it. Everything's beautifully green. Water's crystal clear. He says, I believe keeping everything consistent on a timer so everything is automated from auto-dosing liquid, fertilizers, CO2, and lights. Keep lights as high as possible off of the tank. Fluctuation and inconsistencies are the #1 cause for algae. Weekly water changes about 40% each time. So he's doing 40% water changes every week. So that's a big deal. I mean, to keep that kind of growth and that kind of color in there. Tank is algae free, and I hope it stays that way. Another cool question that I asked them was, what is one thing that you would tell a new hobbyist to help them be successful? And he says 2 things I would tell a new hobbyist is to do their research and not be lazy. So what he's saying is do your research. This is going to be a common thing you're actually going to see throughout the show today with these guys with these beautiful tanks, but also to keep up on your maintenance, because actually Keenan last week, they saw that we were pretty lazy with the 220.6.
Lazy for a month or so.
Yeah. So again, research and keep up with your maintenance. And that's how those guys that you see on our group, they have those beautiful freshwater tanks. So
okay, it looks like the streams are catching back up. They might have been cut off for a couple seconds.
yeah.
But it looks like it's getting better. I reduced the stream cutter, so.
Okay. So should I stand by? You wanna cut to a different screen,
I
or?
think you should just keep going.
Okay.
And if we need to revisit the subject later, it's another show for it.
Yeah, there you go. If we have too many technical issues tonight, guys, we can always revisit this. I do see a number of people dropped off, so it could be. They say it's frozen.
Yeah, on YouTube. I say let's keep it going, and then we'll do our best on this side to try to get it.
Okay.
Next one would be Patty.
Yeah, so Patty, you guys probably, if you're on our Facebook group, you've probably seen her. She has a ton of water boxes. I think she might have at least 4, or maybe 3. She's got cubes, P minis, Peninsula minis, and they're stunning. She's got mixed reef. She's got anemone dominated tanks. She's using the AI Prime 16 on a 10-gallon mixed reef. And an HD, also another HD on a P Mini 25 anemone only tank. So with her filtration, she's using a protein skimmer. Believe it or not, on these small tanks, a protein skimmer, mini reactor. Both tanks have the same filtration. Where she's using Chemi Pure Blue nano packets, activated carbon, marine pure ceramic bioballs, Ice Cap K1 Nano filter floss cut to size. So she's using lots of filtration in those, which is important because they're small, and you want to make sure that the water is purified regularly with replacing the media and such. Do you dose anything? It was one of the questions to her. She said she doses Stability and Pristine by Seachem, Coral Aminos by Brightwell Aquatics, and Colors by Polyp Lab on both systems. I also asked her the same questions as we did Luke. What would you attribute most of your success? And she says weekly tank maintenance. So tank maintenance is the biggest thing, one of the biggest indicators for her success. And what was one thing you would tell a new hobbyist to help them be successful? Patience and a lot of research. So that's what I say that a lot too. Nothing good happens fast in a saltwater aquarium. Keenan, what's going on?
I think Facebook is doing well. YouTube is still struggling a little bit, but we're getting through it. I think it's coming back up. So
okay, on my screen it's still frozen up. But
are you on YouTube over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they said. Oh, they're bummed out. One guy said they hear the AOL noise, like grinding.
Yeah, we can't. We got 56K disconnected. Yeah, a lot of the AOL/dial-up days jokes coming through on YouTube. But,
all right, I'll keep going. I don't care.
Say keep going. Facebook is doing good. People are liking it on Facebook. They're saying beautiful tanks.
Yeah. All right, so. Next one's Raid. So guys, this tank is stunning. You can see it there. This is a 230.6. It's jammed with corals. I mean, look at all those scolies, all those Euphilia. I mean, so much movement in this tank. Ridiculous amount of color. He's got it going. He's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I mean, this tank is crazy, stunning. He's running the AI Hydra. Probably 32s on there. So Raid says they know him as the Arabian Reefer. He's 36 years old, lives in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He's been in the hobby for 15 years. His current tank is the Waterbox 230.6, and he's also in the process of setting up a Waterbox 105.4 frag, which is really cool. He's going to need a frag tank with all those corals. The 230 is by far one of my favorite tanks that I have owned. My tank is LPS dominant and stocked mostly from Steve at Drop Off Corals. You can follow him at the Arabian Reefer on Instagram and stay up to date with his current tank, as well as his new tank that's in progress right now. It's one of my favorite tanks. I see it all the time on the Facebook group. Really beautiful. Nick Systems, our good friend Ryan. And Ryan has one of the coolest SPS tanks I think I've ever seen. This is an OG, as I call it, Waterbox 75.2. So you can see it's loaded with SPS corals. I think it's been up for, I don't know if he says it here. It's been up for at least 2 years, I think. But for lighting, he's running the Radion XR30 Blues. What's interesting is he's running all the channels at 100%, but his intensity is at 50%. So he runs the lights really high, but he does well with it because he says it kind of mimics like a T5 kind of lighting situation. For filtration, it's relatively simplistic. He's got the Reef Octopus 110, and he uses 2 stable tunes of the BRS Rocks Carbon, which he changes monthly. He doses 20 milliliters of Tropic Marin, all for reef, which he's been using for over a year. He uses a Kamoa X1 that breaks the 20 milliliters into 4 doses throughout the day. And again, I asked him the same 2 questions, what he attributes the majority of his success. And he says it's being consistent. On day 1, I created a spreadsheet, which I use to track any and all changes that he makes. Any adverse effects I see, I generally trace back to any changes I made. I perform weekly maintenance on the same day, and I never skip a water change. You can tell from that tank just that, his maintenance is on point.
The clarity is beautiful.
Yeah, from the clarity of the water, and those are all, from the most part, what I can tell, mostly stony corals, SPS, and they're very demanding in regards to water quality. They want it to be perfect. They want it to be a specific way. So to get that kind of growth in a tank like that, you have to have perfect water quality. So I apologize. These are long sentences. I'm going to look down to read it. So I also asked him the same question about what would you tell a new hobbyist. He said, I know it's been beaten to death, honestly, but I would tell a new hobbyist 2 things. The first is research. And once you think you know enough, keep researching. You will never know everything, and find that research is a component to one of my favorite parts of the hobby. My second biggest tip is to just relax. Problems are going to appear, and that's okay. Corals are incredibly adaptive creatures and will tolerate most mistakes and temporarily poor conditions. However, what they won't tolerate are drastic changes or swings and changes that new hobbyists often try to make and immediately correct an issue. Take it slow and make all changes very gradually. That's really great advice, especially from someone that's keeping a tank that pristine. That consistency in the maintenance is big. But that's one of my favorite tanks. And what's really cool about Ryan's tank is he has an OG 75.2. As you guys know, that particular tank is actually a 70.2 now. So, really cool. Wow, that was long-winded.
Yes, you did great, though. Good job.
So, again, I want to thank you guys for joining me here. We're not done quite yet. Looks like YouTube is back up and running, Keenan.
Yeah, it looks. I reduced the stream health, or the stream
Yeah.
death.
So, you guys on YouTube, I'm sorry that we lost you there for a little bit. Again, we're using a new system, so we're working out the kinks. I am going to be giving away some swag. If you have some questions, post them below. I'm going to be here for a little while longer. We got about 13 minutes, potentially. And we're going to win some swag. I got towels. I'm going to give away coffee mugs. And we also got these Waterbox t-shirts, these super comfortable Nick's Level Waterbox t-shirts. So, Keenan, are you going to help me pick those winners? Or you want me to pick them?
Sure. How about you pick one on YouTube while I'll pick one on Facebook?
Okay. And do you guys have any questions for me, too? Or
right now, the only question is, when are the towels going to be available in UK?
So we got someone asking, when are the towels going to be available in the UK? Don't quote me on this, but I do believe you can order them right from the US website now if you want to. And the reason being is we don't have any stock in the UK. All of our stock's here in the USA. So I'm sure if you reach out to customer service or hop on our website, you might be able to ship those over there. But that's that. All right, so who wants to win some swag? I'm trying to pick one, Keenan.
All right, you going on? Okay.
We're going to give away the towels first. We're going to give away a 3-pack of our microfiber towels that actually have been wildly popular. People are ordering them like crazy. I was not expecting that. I was like, let's get some Waterbox towels and we'll give them away. And people love that. And then people ended up wanting to buy them. I'm going to give 3 towels to Absolute Carrot because I see him or her here every single week on YouTube. So congratulations, Absolute Carrot. You got some towels. Microfiber towels. I actually use these on all the tanks here in the office. They work fantastic. And you get to, Waterbox. That thing. Are these both on Facebook, Ian?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I got 2 more winners here. We're going to do the Waterbox mug. It's got a logo on both sides. So you can either have your coffee or your tequila while you're watching Waterbox Live. And I'm also going to give away a t-shirt. So Beverly Fincannon got the coffee mug on Facebook.
Yes.
So congratulations, Beverly. And on Facebook, I believe also Scott, why are these? Krapinski. Scott, I'm sorry. Some of these last names are really hard. I'm going to get the t-shirt. So all of you guys reach out to customer support within the next 24 hours or so, and they will get you hooked up, get your shipping address, and get these sent out to you.
Support at waterboxaquariums.com.
Yeah, support at waterboxaquariums.com. You can also call our 800 number tomorrow, 800-674-2608. Surprised I remembered that. So.
Okay, we got one question here. Steven Garcia is asking, can we see Raid's tank one more time?
So Steven wants to see Raid's one more time. Of course, you guys, these tanks are awesome. And remember, if you hop over after the stream, go to facebook.com/groups/Waterbox group. Definitely head over and check that out. Even if just search Waterbox Aquariums on Facebook from your phone, it'll pull up. Join it, answer a few questions, and you'll be able to join a worldwide group of over 9,000 Waterbox family that are going to answer your questions. You guys, it's a really good group. There's a really positive vibe there. It's awesome. It's a huge resource. I mean, I even use it. I hop in there because I get questions all the time. Like, well, how do I do this on my Waterbox? And I'm like, well, let me go check out the group. I go to the group and I scroll through. You can search the group. You can look at all the pictures. You can look at all the videos. And just like these guys were talking about, like Ryan was talking about with research, join the Waterbox group. That's where you're going to get some of the best resources to be successful, especially in a reef aquarium, is to go pick these guys' brains and see how they're successful with it. Lewis says, I would like to ask if you guys offer free shipping on the Marine 60.2. We don't, unfortunately, on some of our smaller models, because again, these all ship LTL. That means they go on a truck, which then, drives your 53-foot trailer with lift gates. Not exactly the same as shipping like UPS small parcel, so it's quite expensive. So on some of those smaller models, we do have to charge shipping, unfortunately. Yep.
I got a question from I believe it's Jeff Todd on Facebook. He's asking, he's getting his 180.5 on Monday, switching from a 72 bow front. What is the recommendation for aquascaping an upgrade tank? Should he add new rock or use the current rock that he's using? Any recommendations for the approach would be great.
So he's getting a larger tank?
Yeah, he's going from I'm guessing a 72 bow front is a 72 gallon to a 180.5.
Oh yeah, so you're going from a 72 gallon bow front to a 180.5. Yeah, absolutely. You're definitely gonna need more rock. General rule of thumb, and a lot of our tanks we're keeping are probably about 1 to 2 or less pounds of rock per gallon. So you figure you're probably going to need at least double the amount of rock that you have in that bow front. What I would suggest is maybe taking a look at some of the Carib Sea rock or Marco rocks. I mean, if you aren't too attached to how that rock looks at this point, I don't know if it was a reef tank or a fish tank, you might have mentioned that. Definitely take a look at the Carib Sea Life rock. You can pick it up relatively inexpensive and it looks great from the start. So we got Forrest says, can you have too large of a skimmer? How do you know the size rating of a skimmer you get? One of the things that I tell really anybody, I was going to say new hobbyists, but when you're looking at a skimmer, especially with a reef aquarium or even just a fish aquarium, don't skimp on it. Get the nicest skimmer you can and the largest rating. I don't necessarily know that it's been proven that it's possible to overskim. You certainly can oversize a skimmer based on the amount of water volume your sump holds versus the skimmer holds, but if you have a 180 gallon tank, get a skimmer that's rated for 300, 350 gallons, because they are a little bit overrated typically. But no, I mean, invest in a skimmer. Nios makes great skimmers that are paired perfectly with our tanks, so definitely check those out. We have a chart right on the website. So Ryan says he just got his 220 set up and he needs some towels. Uh-oh. We already did our giveaways, but you can't pick them up for $9.99. 3 for $9.99, right on waterboxaquariums.com. We give them away every week, so check them out. They're great. I was very happy with them. We use them on all the tanks. So Forrest says that tank doesn't look real. Guys, I got 5 more minutes. You gotta post some questions. I'm just gonna hang out and drink my vodka while you guys.
I'll ask you this one, but I think we have I already know the answer. Any plans for an all-in-one Pico Peninsula? I think it's Shane Adele would love a 3 to 5 gallon aquarium.
3 to 5 gallon, wow. Shane, I'm going to let you down. I'm going to let you down.
Rip the band-aid off.
Yeah. So what's tough with that, Shane, and I'll just be 100% honest with you, is because we do make premium glass aquariums, the problem is the cost per gallon would be so high that we probably wouldn't really sell that many. That's the honest question, or the honest answer. It's a great idea. Maybe we can just, we'll make some. All right, Keenan's shaking his head. Don't do it. Don't make any promises. No, I agree. That's pretty cool. But with the cost of our glass and labor and everything like that, it just doesn't make sense. Brendan, we get this question all the time. Brendan, when will you make an external overflow tank? So, I don't know. But no, in all seriousness, we know that's very wildly popular. Currently, it just kind of doesn't fit into how we design our tanks, so we haven't done it yet. We do know, again, that it's real popular. You have like the different, some of the custom builders that make, the external overflows and such, and they're really neat, but they do add to the complexity of the system. It's just not something that we've jumped into.
Got a question here on YouTube. Kevin Johnson's asking, is it easy to plumb a UV sterilizer into a Waterbox Reef Pro or a Peninsula?
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Is it easy to plumb a UV sterilizer into a Reef Pro or a Peninsula?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. We actually have a Peninsula here that's got a UV sterilizer on it. So there's on the Peninsula, depending on, if you're on ours is a 6 foot, we use that the very end compartment to plumb it in. And most UV sterilizers come with mounting brackets that you can screw in real easy. You get some flexible hosing, that's going to be the easiest way to plumb them in. But yeah, you can absolutely do that. It's pretty easy. Reefer DJ says, Marine X 90.3, what size skimmer? The 120. So he's talking about the Nios 120 or the 160. I'd go probably the 120 on that one. It will fit. I'm sure it'll fit. I can't tell you for sure, but I'm sure it'll fit the 160, so you could do it, but the 120 would be sufficient. And then Brian's asking, Blue Friday hints. Everybody wants to know about Blue Friday for some reason.
Check in next week.
Yeah. Check in next week.
Tune in.
So, Jess, how are you doing today? What the hell's going on here? 2 solo shows in 1 year, that's too many. Alrighty. So guys, again, I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you tune in next week. Remember, there's gonna be some huge announcements. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing some of those tanks. I know that we had some technical difficulties with the stream. We're gonna work those out, I promise. What's really cool is the new production system we have. I'm so freaking excited about it because there's so many cool new things that we can do. Bringing in remote guests, new cool videos, graphics. Just the possibilities are pretty endless with this. So you guys are we're trying to up the production quality here. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. And definitely join our Facebook group. Search Waterbox Aquariums on Facebook. It'll pull up not only our page, but our group as well. If you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, and hit those notifications, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you all for watching. Remember, we're live on Facebook and YouTube, so make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit those notifications.
We're live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us next week. Thanks for watching.